What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review, and today I'm very excited to check it out, Flip Cup. Let's get this flippin' party started from Haywire Group. This is for 2+ players. It takes about 30 minutes to play, and it's for ages 8+. And in Flip Cup, this is a party game. We're going to be taking blue cups and red solo cups, and then trying to do challenges like flipping cups and quarters and doing all sorts of various different things. We're going to be stacking and dropping things in this dexterity party game. It's very, very light, but is it fun? Let's open it up, and I'll tell you what I think. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what you're going to get inside of Flip Cup. So first and foremost, we got our handy-dandy rule sheet. It is just one page, double-sided, very, very simple. It's going to go over exactly what you do in the game, and this is a very free-form game. It says you can play it as kind of a round-robin tournament style. You can go one-on-one. They got this little bracket here you can use, and I really like the fact that you can fold it up if you only need half of it. The game also comes with a dry erase marker, which has magically disappeared thanks in part to my 3-year-old son. But let's go over the components, then we'll get into the gameplay. So first and foremost, you're going to get 2 of these big plastic blue cups. You're going to be getting 12 of these red cups, these little red solo cups, which you'll be using for part of the challenges. You're going to have this little flip cup thing right here, which is supposed to kind of represent a quarter, even though it is definitely thicker than a quarter. And then you are going to get cards, and more cards. And these cards are going to be the challenges that you are going to be doing in Flip Cup. So what you're going to do is pretty simple. You're going to flip one of these over. You're going to read it out loud to make sure both participants know what they're doing, and then you were going to try and do it. So this one, quarters, bounce your chip on the table and into a blue cup. So you get that set up, and then you'd say ready, set, go, and then you would try to do it. I obviously have a felt table right here, which means this is going to be very difficult to do. But let's go and I'll show you a couple more. But needless to say, if you won this, you would won the card. And you really can go to any number that you want to, or if you're playing in a tournament, you can do it in a tournament style. So next one, Lunar Lander. Stack blue cups on top of 4 overturned red cups. Bounce chip on table into the blue cup. So it's a little bit like the quarters one that we just did, except now you actually have to actively try and make it so that you can stack it on top of 4, then put it on there, then do that. But that's going to be very difficult because you might hit it with the thing, knock it over. It can lead to some pretty funny moments. Let's take a look at a couple more so you can get a feel of it. The classic, go down the line and flip all 6 red cups. That's just flippy cups. It is a little bit different doing it with the small cups, but you can definitely do that. You got this one, King Tut, where you're going to place 1 red cup bottom up on the top, drop 5 cups from under chin, stacking 1 at a time. This one's really fun to watch. So essentially, you're just going to stick this on your chin and then try to get it to stack on top of another one, just like that. We got the trifecta, set up 3 red cups, bounce your chip on the table and into each cup, 1 at a time, so little modified quarters. Kill the goalie, this is probably my favorite one. Arrange 4 cups as shown, stacking 2, slide the chips across the table and knock over the goalie without touching the other cups. So you have to try and get these ones without getting that one. It can be very difficult. Magic carpet ride, turn your blue cup on its side, quickly backspin cup away from you and land it on the bottom or the top, so go like that, but I can't do it. Let's try it again. Get it. No. But anywho, there is, I'd say probably 15, 20, I'm sure it actually says in the rules, 22 challenge cards that you're going to be able to participate in, and that, in a nutshell, is what you're going to get inside a Flip Cup. Alrighty then, Flip Cup from the Haywire Group. What are my final thoughts? Let's go to the pros, let's go to the cons. First, on the con side, if you're not into a party game, this one will not be for you. Also, it says 2+ players, but in actuality, it's 2+ players if you're taking turns in a tournament-style game. You can't really do it where there's teams or anything like that. You could, but you're not going to have more than 2 people participating in an activity at a time, which is a little bit of a bummer, but it didn't bug me that much because I did like the tournament format. Also, the packaging is going to be a turnoff to some people just because it's different, and some people just don't like different packaging, so I did want to mention the packaging. I wish there was more challenges, and some of the challenges feel a little bit samey. You saw the middle part, like 2 of them were quarters. I think 3 or 4 of them, or I think 3 of them are very similar to quarters, where you're just trying to bounce it and get it into the cup, but they might be, a certain hoop you have to jump through. So I wish they were a little bit more varied, because there's a lot of different things you could do with just, these simple components. So I would hope in the future, if this ever gets an expansion, highly doubtful, obviously, because most party games don't, but if it did, that you could have more challenges, or some blank challenge cups. I think some blank ones of these would have been a great idea as well. Last comment I have with the game is that it's light and flimsy, these cards are, and I worry about them getting beer or anything spilled on them. Oh, and obviously, it is a very light party game. I feel like I shouldn't have to mention it, but I do want to mention it. It's a very light party game. If you're not in the market for that, look elsewhere. Also, dexterity, which is going to be a turn off to some people. And some people are going to get frustrated with some of these because they can be very difficult, especially if you're playing on the surface that is not ideal for, say, bouncing or sliding or something like that. But moving on to the pros, Flip Cup is fun. There you go. That's pretty much the whole review. I had fun with it. Everybody I played with had fun with it. I showed it to my kid, my 3-year-old son, before I showed it to anybody else, before I actually brought it out. And he just had a blast. Obviously he couldn't do all of the different cards, but he had a lot of fun trying to do the cards. And I will be keeping this game just so me and my son can, from time to time, try and get silly by doing the king touch or the header where you're trying to, get it into the cup. Because the cards are fun. There's some very fun cards in there. And they're enjoyable. They require no drinking whatsoever. And I feel like if you're looking to have a fun little tournament-style thing at a get-together or party, this one might fit that bill. I think people will have fun watching it because I know we had some people watching us and they were enjoying watching us play it. They wanted to participate. I like the fact that it comes with the tournament board and the dry erase markers. And aside from, the little bit flimsy cards, all the components are pretty nice. So overall, Flip Cup, if you're in the market for a party game of this ilk, this is not a bad one to check out. I feel like this is the kind of game that they need to get in liquor stores. I feel like this would be good at like a liquor store. Obviously it's probably not going to be sold at a liquor store because they don't sell too many board games at liquor stores, but if they did, I feel like this would be a good market for that, or that would be a good market for this, something like that. But overall, that's Flip Cup. I can recommend it if you're in the market for something like this. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know if you could make up a challenge for this game. What challenge would you make? Wow, I really should have thought about that before I guessed it. I think I would do a stacking challenge like this, where you had to stack up all 6 of your cups on top of your blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you had to put this on your forehead and knock it over. Boom! Like that. I think that'd be a cool challenge. But let me know in the comments below, what kind of challenge would you like to add to this game? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.